Hello friends, Sholeh Wolpe here. I'm in my kitchen on a rainy day in Los Angeles, and in my robe I put on some lipstick so I don't offend you with my morning face. Although it's noon, I got up late and I was up late. I've been feeling very isolated with what is going on in the world. There's a lot of social isolation right now going on. Everything is canceled or postponed, theaters, gatherings, and it's very strange. So there is a pandemic in the world, and I've been thinking that it's not just an illness of the body, it's not just a virus, but it's also, there is a spiritual pandemic in the world that has been building up for a long time, as demonstrated by the kind of leaders we've been electing, the things that we've care about and things we don't care about, things that we're allowing to go on in the world. And in some way, we've been in isolation in terms of we just take care of whatever life we have and let everybody else just fend for themselves. Or we've been focusing on the wrong things in our own lives, and as a result, this virus, the spiritual virus, has been transmitting and transforming into something even more monstrous. So I decided that maybe every morning I would, or afternoon or night, whenever I find the time, to open up a page from Attar's Conference of the Birds, which is this book, and just read from it. This is a book that I'm deeply familiar with because, as many of you may know, I translated it from Persian. Attar was considered by Rumi a master, and he was a 12th century Sufi mystic poet, a deeply spiritual man, I think, or at least when he wrote this masterpiece, he was really connected with whatever there is outside of this physical world. And there's a lot of wisdom here. So I open this just at random, and let's see where we get, okay? Oh, okay, so very interesting. I open to egotism, and we get to a point that a bird is complaining, because as you know, it's the journey of the birds, and the birds are supposed to take this amazing journey, but before they take the journey, they each come up with an excuse not to go because they're afraid. We let our fears dominate us. And this bird is complaining about satisfaction, saying, I'm okay here. I'm happy here. Such a long journey is unwise. I'm already all right. Why should I take this hard journey? Why should I take on this hardship? And the leader of these birds, the hippo, replies, says, devilish proud bird, lost in your ego, you're naive and far from what I wish for you. In your conceit, you've become arrogant, distant from wisdom's arena. Your ego has overtaken you, and the devil now nests in your head. entangled in illusions. You're mired in mere imaginings. If you see light in your path, it's from your own infernal fire. If you have zeal, it's fueled by your delusions. What you claim to have achieved is impossible. Your so-called rapture and asceticism are illusions. Wow, he says, rapture and asceticism. So now I love this part. He says, don't be deluded by the phantasmal light of your ego. Stay vigilant. How could one keep safe and stay secure with such an enemy and no ready sword in hand? If you see your ego brightening the way, it's like eating celery after a scorpion's sting, certain death. Okay, something to say about eating celery after a scorpion's sting. It means it's useless. That means we do things, we take on certain remedies for something very serious that is absolutely stupid. So he goes on, don't be deceived by that false light. If you are not the sun, behave as what you are, an atom. Don't assume you are more. Don't be disappointed if the path is dark and never compare yourself to the sun. As long as you're steeped in your own illusions, your cries and prayers are worthless, my dear. Release the fantasy of existence and true existence will wrap around you. But if you stick to the illusions of this life, from that nothing, your share will be nothing too. If you have any appetite for this ephemeral life, you'll end up an idol worshiper. If you give in to the ego, even for an instant, arrows will shower you from all directions. While you live, endure, and give in to the soul's suffering. Withstand 100 blows if you must. While you have a body, expect fate to smack you in the neck 100 times. I love that. That means life isn't easy. Like if life smacks you in the neck, okay, take it. It's part of life. But what I really love about this piece, actually, it's amazing that we opened to it for the first time together, because a lot of the times we're misguided by the light that is emanating from our ego, and we believe it is this amazing, righteous light. And pay attention. If you feel everything is so clear to you, sit down with yourself and say, well, where is this certainty coming from? Where is this light coming from? I mean, how many times do we see people, or do we see it in ourselves, that we feel we are so right about our idea, our religion, our blessedness, our certain philosophy, whether it's political or spiritual or social. The light, make sure the light that is lighting up your path is not projected by your ego. That is the lesson that we're going to learn from Attar today. Okay? Thank you for listening to me. This is the first video. I hope to be making more of these, maybe not in my robe, in my kitchen, but wherever I am, we'll open Attar's book and read a passage together, and I'll just tell you how it affects me. I'm nobody really. I was just an instrument. I translated this. It deeply affected my own life. It changed my mind and my philosophy, and every day I am learning more and more about what he said. So this journey that we're going to take together is also going to educate me more. I am really nobody. I'm not a spiritual leader. I'm not a philosopher. I'm a poet and a writer. And even that are titles that are really truly meaningless. So just as a soul, as a searching soul, as a journeying soul, I think this is nice. Let's take this together, this sort of like conversation together, and let's see what happens. All right, see you next time.